So as always with the tier lists, let me try to find my old one. Let me try to find an updated one with all the characters. I found the old one. Wow. I like just perfectly found the old one. But this time, it has Black Adam on the bottom. Alright. So first things first. Initial impressions of Black Adam. In my opinion, I think he belongs somewhere over here. The tier list is going to look a little different after this. As for this tier list, I'm going to try to adopt a more standard, let's say ordering. Let's just say S, A, B, and C. And we're not going to have this tier anymore because I think Garnet will be moving up. But I think Black Adam's really solid. Big hitboxes, good kill confirms, good survivability. I have said this about, I think, 4 characters now. I've said this about Bugs, Steven, a little bit of Jake, Morty, Rick. I think that's about it. I think those characters have insane disadvantages. I think Black Adam's disadvantage is actually the best in the game. His flight is just so good. His flight's so good. He has the option to dodge, jump, or attack out of it, or go into his side special, which is really fast. Like, it doesn't have invincibility, but it goes like a dodge and a half or up to 2 dodges. He can go up and down with it. I think his disadvantage is phenomenal, combined with his overall weight, to the point where, I don't know, I think he's really solid. But, you know, putting him in B doesn't really make sense. Maybe I won't do a tier list like this. Let's try my best. Because if I have a tier list like this, then S tier is going to be a lot more flooded. So I'm, nah. I'll keep it here. What up, Termy? So I think Black Adam's disadvantage is actually the best in the game. I think that's an amazing trait to have. Not too great on the stage. He's really slow in terms of his moves, but he has stuff to like sit back. Really good anti-projectile character. Worst case, I think he's a good counter pick, but overall, I think he's a really solid character, and I think that's just really important. More importantly, I think from what I've been seeing, Arya is just insane in 2s. I think Arya is finally starting to get figured out, and it's kind of deadly. She's been getting a lot of changes within the next few patches, but I think overall she belongs in the upper half of characters. While personally, and I could be wrong with this, I don't think Tom and Gizmo belong in the upper half of characters. Tom on this patch has a weird bug where Jerry Shot goes horizontal if you're next to him, which kind of sucks. Hurts his combo game, but more so I just think Tom loses to School Me Once really hard. And I feel like I've been seeing less and less Gizmos, and when I do see a Gizmo, I'm just not really worried about them. It could be different at like top level play, but I just think other characters can do a lot more than Stubby Gizmo can, you know? But with those things being said, personally, I think Batman belongs in the upper half of characters. I think Batman belongs in the upper half of characters. I think it's been a long time coming. Maybe I just didn't really see it, and I just didn't really like get it. But for sure, Batman provides a lot for his team. He's, in my opinion, still the hitbox king. His neutral is really solid. Disadvantage is really good. Advantage is really good. Like, he's super good. He's super good all around. I think for sure Batman has finally become like a super easy to say prominent doubles threat. And I think that's awesome. But now, one thing that I actually do want to do, let's call this S+, so I can call this A, and I can call this B. Because I want to split up one of these tiers just a little bit. Dude, I can't settle what I want the tier discussion to be. I still think, let's go back to the top. so I can start from the top. I think Velma's still really, really good in doubles. Still has an amazing kit. Megaphone is still really good. Doesn't really get countered by Black Adam. Good survivability. The works. I think Velma's still just a very cookie cutter top tier. Same thing with Wonder Woman. I low-key think these two can compete for the best character in the game right now. From my personal opinion. I don't think the gap is like that far, but they make a team awesome almost no matter what. They've been doing it. They'll keep doing it. And I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Morty does still belong in top tier, in my opinion. Great hitboxes. He got a few changes last patch, but I personally think he's still an amazing character. He can fight, he can zone, he can save, and he can recover. He can do everything. Awesome top tier. But another character that's kind of been a massive menace within the last patch has been Stripe. Stripe. This character, he has good frame data. He's small. He can zone. He can follow up. He doesn't have that much trouble killing. Like, I think Stripe for sure is still a top tier. Or like not still, like for sure a top tier threat. Might not create, like Stripe and Morty I don't think create teams as much as Wonder Woman and Velma do. But I think on the right teams they're just crazy characters, you know? They're crazy characters. One thing I do want to say here, I think Superman has kind of been getting worse. I feel like a lot of the overall strengths of characters aren't really leaning towards what Superman does. And Superman himself has, you know, just been getting nerfs. Overall, he's not too much of the threat that he used to be. I still think he's pretty good. But there was a point when I called Superman like clear top 5. I don't think Superman is at that point anymore. I still think he can work pretty well, but I wouldn't be surprised if I'm wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if Superman was worse than where I currently put him. But only time will tell. Only time will tell. End of the day, Superman is definitely on a downfall right now. Which, you know, a lot of people might be happy about that. He's pretty cheesy. He's pretty cheesy. And having like really strong cheesy characters, I think, isn't always the best. One thing that I want to do is I want to move Steven up, as I think Steven's insane. I think he's just a phenomenal character. But I'm happy with Steven being where he is. Kind of the same thing with Bugs. You know, I think Bugs has been on a downfall. I still think Bugs is really good though. Not like crazy meta, but still meta. And I think that's more so how I feel about a lot of the characters right now. Like there's not a point where, like, let's say Evo patch, and even Evo patch, there was still like a clear-cut top tier, and then kind of the rest. I don't think we're at that point in the game balancing-wise anymore. I think a lot of the characters are really good. And with that being said, I think Rain Dog, I think I was completely wrong about Rain Dog, and the Rain Dogs, you know, they've been showing up. Sadly, Rain Dog did get some nerfs this patch. So I would want to put Rain Dog, if I had to put him somewhere, I'll put him over here. As I think Rain Dog is just super duper solid, you know. Good survivability, always outputs a lot of damage. People have been finding out how to kill with him too. Ladder teams have been a little more prominent, and Rain Dog fits into the agenda really well. So I think Rain Dog can and will continue to be a really good character. And Termy telling you, you know, he's just popping off for his fellow dog. Let's wait just a little bit. Alright. So here's the part of the tier list that's strange, in my opinion. I think Shaggy and Garnet are over here. But I don't know how I feel about a tier list having like 3 tiers, you know? So let me try to order things a little bit. I think Harley is over here. I think Finn's pretty solid. Do I really think Tom's that bad? I do. I think Gizmo's pretty down there too. I think LeBron has been getting better. I feel like every time I play against LeBrons, they're like pretty solid, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think Harley and Finn are A+. To me, this area is like pretty solidly tournament viable. And then this area is like not so solidly tournament viable. Yeah, Tom just loses to School Me once. It's like he loses to School Me once and he's light. I think Harley can be really good. Turbo. What makes Stripe? Stripe has good frame data, hitboxes, camping tools, like support. He can like his side air is really good to help teams out.
Thank you.
Franzi, thank you for the Prime sub. All right, so if I were to change this up a bit, it would look something like this. But even then, you could call this SABC. But I don't like SABC. I don't like SABC. I at least like SA plus AB. Let's do that. But I think this is a little more accurate. And I think this tier is a lot more like interchangeable in comparison to this tier. And in the same way, this tier. Like this is just a really big tier, and I think spreading it out is really important. It's the same thing, not necessarily. The way I see it, I wouldn't think that these characters are like 70% of these characters, but I would consider them like 80%. I don't think Tom and Jerry, nah, I mean, I think they can succeed. Like, I think any character in this game can succeed. But succeeding with a bad teammate character is a different conversation. Yeah. So, like, Tom can succeed in a team, but he's not going to be the one, like, making the team work. You know? Yeah, new School Me Once destroys Tom too much. And that's just, it's just a little unfortunate. But yeah, I don't think there's much else to talk about. Jake is still an amazing character. Not much has changed. Great survivability, great neutral, good kill pressure, you know, good disadvantage. Iron Giant's Iron Giant. It's hard for them to be bad. They're just really big, help out the team a lot. Bolts does a lot of damage. The best front line in like the entire game. I think these characters are a lot better than previous bottom tier patches. It's just hard for them, you know. And then Shaggy got some nerfs last patch. But he's still Shaggy. Shaggy runs over some teams, gets run over by some teams. So yeah, I think this is how I feel about the current state of MultiVersus. I could be wrong, but I could be right. End of the day, this is just my opinion, you know. And yeah, I've been doing this for pretty much every patch. I think it's a really cool way to see how my opinion has changed throughout the patches, both with how the game has been changing too. So yeah, if you appreciate that, I appreciate you. This will be to YouTube as well, so say hi YouTube, and YouTube, say bye Void, because this is the end of the tier list. Thanks for watching the video, appreciate you guys. Catch you guys at the next video. Peace!